Hi, I'm Bill Mowry, author of The Ways of the Alongsider, and the training tip today is about the power of selection. Now, I was participating in a Alongsider group with men and women, and listened to a discovery that one of the participants, Cheryl, had made. She says, as a church, we're going to grow big by going small. And I thought, that's great. That's a great word picture that really captures Jesus' vision. What did Cheryl mean by that? Well, in the context of the conversation, it came out that what she meant by going small is that she was discovering as she was investing in people's lives in a triad, that is her to two other women, she could observe things about their lives, about what God was doing. She could see the changes they were making. She could see the applications they were doing. She could experience him holding her and others accountable in this triad, and then she could genuinely affirm them because she was in relationship with them to spot how God was at work. She couldn't do that in a large class. She couldn't do that in a worship service. But by going small, she could do those things. Now, she also realized that we're going to grow big. In other words, that God is going to take those women, multiply them in the lives of other women, multiply them in the lives of other women, and the goal is to grow big. Now, I'd suggest she's really modeling and making some observations about Jesus' life ministry. If we look at Jesus' ministry, we see that he had three circles. First of all, he had a circle of concern, that great big circle about the multitudes that followed him. Then he had a circle of influence. This would include those 70 men and women that he was influencing. And then at the center, he had a circle of investment. A few men, the 12, and ultimately the three, that he was investing most of his time and energy in. In the last part of Jesus' ministry, we see how he gives an ever-increasing amount of time to his circles of influence and a circle of investment. Why did he do this? Well, he knew that his ministry would grow big by going small. He knew that if he invested in a few, they would multiply, because his goal was always the nations, wasn't it? So when we come alongside of people to help them wholeheartedly follow Jesus Christ, we can't do this with everyone, can we? We realize that our emotional, our time, all those things have limits, and so we're going to have to only invest in a few. So who do we select? Well, I'd like to suggest that we select people of faith. People of faith, F-A-I-T-H. So it's an acronym describing how the Spirit of God is at work in people's lives and some of the things that we want to look for. So faith, I'm looking for just faithful men and women. People that you can count on. People who are going to follow through. They're true to the word. They're faithful. Then I'm looking for available people. For a variety of life circumstances, like a job or family, some people have great potential, but they're just not available. And so I'm trusting God for available people. Then I'm looking for people who are willing to take initiative. Kind of take those little steps of faith, little risk, not great big things, but little steps that they're showing initiative. And then I'm looking for people who are teachable, people who are open and willing to change. They're not so wrapped up in their own agendas and conclusions, they're not open to change. I want people who are teachable. Then finally, I want to look for people who have a heart. They have a heart for God, and they have a heart for other people. I'm looking for people of faith. Faithful, available, initiative, teachable, and who have a heart to help others. Well, how do we invite people into an alongside relationship? Well, I'd like you to check out a blog by my friend Justin Gravitt. How do I start a discipling making relationship is on his website at justingravitt.com. That's JUSTINGRAVITT.com. It's a great piece on how do you invite and start a discipling relationship. Well, when we practice selection, we go small with people. And going small allows us to look people in the eye, to discuss their application, to promote accountability, and to provide sincere affirmation. Our goal then is to believe God to go big, to multiply their lives, and ultimately to the nations. So as you start this alongside our adventure, make sure that you're taking time to invest in a few and to invest in people of faith.